I thought I'd give you an update regarding some of the projects I'm working on, and I'm going to start with the wood. I'm making things on the lathe out of wood that I gathered from Barnsdale near Rutland Water. But first of all, I'll show you this pot I made, or bowl. I made this some time ago, and one of the problems is working with green wood is as they season they can crack. Sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're not. This one cracked after a few months. You can see the crack in it. There's cracks all the way around it. So this was a write-off, but I thought it'd be okay, but it wasn't, and it just cracked. So that's one for the bin. But I just thought I'd show you that first. And although I'm making things to give away, you know, if this happens to them once I've had them a few months, it's not good. So I'll just put that to one side. Now I've finished making this little tree. This hasn't been stained. There's no signs of cracking at all in this. So I'm quite pleased with that. So that's one thing I made from the wood. Second was this goblet, like that. And then I started work on these candlestick holders. This is the same wood. It's been stained with what's called deep mahogany. That is finished. The other one, which I've shown in a previous video, cracked. And you can see there's a crack there, and I've actually filled it. And what I used to fill it, I used the sawdust that was left over in my shed from cutting the wood, mixed it with wood glue, filled the crack, and then sanded it down yet again, and then I wood stained it again. So I think I've managed to salvage those. The remainder of the wood, out of the same length, I started to make some egg cups. Now the egg cups are still work in progress, and you can see they're taking shape. This has got to go back on the lathe. I've got to finish off the centre of that one, and I haven't started on this one because I can't get into it. So what I've got to do is I'll actually sand this one down when it's on the lathe, and one thing or another, and then I'll cut it there. So I've got two separate egg cups. I'll remount it onto the lathe. I'll sand it all down yet again, and I'll take the centre out on that one, and then I'll be able to start on this one. And this is all wood that's come out of Barnsdale woods. As a guess, looking how white it is, I should imagine it's hazel or ash, one of those two woods. It's coming on nicely. So what's Jane been working on? Well, I'll show you. She's been whittling these faces out of basswood. This is wood used for whittling. She started doing these for the very first time. That's one. And she's done this one. And these are all practice pieces, but they're still pretty good. And then I'll put those to one side, and then she's been working on this. And this one's a double-sided one. So she's been practicing a female face that side. This is her first attempt at doing this. And that was her first attempt. I think that's pretty good. That could actually be a walking stick handle. Just going to do some more of these, I think. I think that's really, really good. In terms of electronic projects and electronic kits, the Chinese knot is finished. I've put that in a wooden box with a Perspex or ABS front, see-through, scrap wood input for USB connector. That's finished, and the hourglass is similar. Let's put in a little wooden box, making bits of wood, and I'm going to make 2 more of these the same with a blue front, and I may have one of these as a giveaway on YouTube as a competition. And I'll plug them in and I'll show you them working individually. The hourglass is actually coming up as blue. It might not on the camera. I wanted it blue. They're actually white LEDs, but I've got it so it's actually coming out as blue colour. It's not coming out on the camera. And as I say, the idea is I'm going to make 2 more of these, and they'll probably be given away as a competition on YouTube when I get round to it. I've got some more electronic kits on order, but because of what's happening in China, one thing or another with coronavirus, there's big delays and stuff coming in now. Now, these are red LEDs, and they're coming out as white. And that's again in a wooden box, and it's got a clear ABS or Perspex front to it. That is now fully working. Now I've still got some projects going on over here. There's the laser harp sitting here with the 7 laser diodes. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that. I think I might put a piece of coloured plastic near the LEDs across there at the bottom, not sure. Just showed you the Chinese knot and the hourglass. I've got some wooden boxes I'm making for the other hourglasses when they arrive. Now this is my original PWM solar charge controller. It's a long story and I'll cover it off in another video, but basically the original one stopped working, and stopped working where it was reading 15 volts and from the battery, and it wouldn't put the charge in. It's been under test for a few days, and on these other batteries here just as a test, and the reason why it's back in here on test, the new solar charge controller purchased, believe it or not, is faulty, and it's faulty where the display, like that's showing 11.8, the last digit is not working. So I got the old controller out of the rubbish bin, and the idea is to take the display from this one and fit to the new one. Now the new one, which is faulty where the last digit's not showing, I've contacted them. They've given me a full refund, and I've had to order another one from somebody else, so it'll be the 3rd charge controller. So the first one failed where it wouldn't charge battery. After 2 years, the replacement one I purchased, the last digit failed here, so it just reads 11 or whatever. Had a refund on that one as they run out of stock, and I've ordered yet another one from another company, 30 amp one, and it's in the post somewhere and I've not received it as yet. So I'm going to cannibalise this one and the faulty display one and swap the display out over to see if I can get that one fixed. So I end up with 2. Lastly is my update on my weight loss challenge. My target I set myself for this month, the end of this month, is to be 72 kilograms or under. Now that's with me clothes off. Now I'm going to weigh in with my clothes on, see what I come out at. So I'm 73, you can see that, 73.8 with my clothes on. Currently, with my clothes off, I am 72.1, 72.2, so I'm almost there, but it's been a struggle due to the weather. So this is the end of the video, so thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like, and I'll do a separate video on the solar charge controllers when the next one arrives.